Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me for today's Lunch and Learn. I'm Keith Armour. I'm the Education and Homework Support Manager down here at the main library. Now, all of our services from the South Building has been consolidated over here in the North Building, so we've got everything here except for the drive-through. You can still use our drive-through down here at the main library. Today's Lunch and Learn is really going to focus on dare I say, books. The library still circulates so much materials, but our main business, of course, is having a wonderful collection of books. And so I'm going to show you, first of all, our Read and Watch This Week feature that's on our website. And that has a great selection of books for kids, teens, and adults. And I'm also going to show you a little bit, if you've forgotten about the catalog, and how to order something. I had a good friend that needed just a small tutorial on that a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it'd be a great time to revisit that and just to make sure that you know all of the wonderful things that you can do on our website when it comes to ordering a book. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in.
Well, all right, we've arrived at our wonderful website, cincinnatilibrary.org. I thought we'd stop at this page first. We had the wonderful Doris Kearns Goodwin here this past Tuesday for our Stern lecture. She did a great job talking about the presidents that she has written books on and studied, and also a president that she worked for, which was President Johnson. Lyndon Baines Johnson. Had great stories. It was very well attended at the Aronoff Center. And that is something that happens every fall. So look for a announcement about that for the next year. Well, we have another writer that's coming, but this is a virtual visit. It is Jasmine Warga, and she is the author and New York Times bestseller of Other Words for Home. And believe it or not, not only is she a Cincinnati native, but she also was part of our Cincinnati Hamilton County Public Library Teen Advisory Board back in the day, as the kids like to say, I think. But she's going to do a virtual visit with us on Monday, October the 25th via Zoom. So if you want to ask her a question, you can do that right here, filling this out and sending the entry. If you want to read more and learn more about her and some of the other books that she's written, that's great. And then, of course, looking ahead, you can even check out some of her books as well, which actually includes a Newbery honoree book. But if you want to know more information, you click right here, and I'll make sure there's a link for you, and you can register right here. So you click by registering, you put your first name, last name, and email, and then you complete the registration. So here's the information, and once again, if you want to ask her a question, you can click there. And that is October the 25th from 7 to 8 p.m., a great Monday night activity. And you definitely want to make sure that it's for all ages and also teens as well. So keep them in mind. We're going to go back to the main page and scroll all the way down. And don't forget, this is the Read and Watch feature. This rotates on a weekly basis, so there'll be some new things with millions and millions of items in our library collection, in your library collection, in our library collection. It's really hard to let everybody know what we have. So here is our e-content books, just some that are rotated in. So you've got James Patterson with Bill Clinton, not a sequel, but necessarily another book with the theme of presidents. This is The President's Daughter. You've got a Daniel Steele book here as well. These are all some e-books that are available. You've got Other People You Meet on Vacation, and this is fun. It was a fun summer read. You could definitely check that out. And then, of course, the Harlem Shuffle is from Colson Whitehead. It's a little bit different. It's a different genre of book. It is actually a mystery, a murder mystery, I do believe. And he's written some great books. I've read The Underground Railroad and The Nickel Boys. Nickel Boys, of course, is pretty. I highly recommend the books, but They're not light reads, should I say, like the people you meet on vacation. But here you've got Harlem Shuffle. You've got the ebook, and there's 51 copies, but there's 251 on hold. But you can place it on hold. If you click right here, you'll notice that right underneath it, it says these are books that are large print, but we have 15 that are on order, because when there's so many people that want a particular book, what happens is that we make sure that we order. They say, hey, librarians, go and order some more books. So these are 15 that are on hold, and they are on order, so then they'll be in our collection. And then here's the book itself. And the library ordered 75 copies, and there's 154 on hold. It's very easy to place something on hold. You click here, and I'm going to switch to my library card because I can't believe I have not put this on hold yet. So you click there, and it automatically puts the book on hold for you. And then it will ask you, where do you want to pick it up? Well, I work at the main library, so that's very, very convenient. So I'm going to click right here. But you could change it to any other location as well. And you can be particular if a location like Anderson, they have a pickup window. So if you want to pick it up at the window, you could even request it to be picked up there. But I'm going to say Maine. All right. Now, we are on the catalog side of our website, so don't forget you can always see the different things that are available. And then, of course, if you click this little one, this is going to tell you the audio books that we have. And here's an audiobook CD. Remember, this is not an audiobook that would be on a device. It would actually be on a CD. But you'll notice here, you click there to read more, and you'll read more about what the book's going to be about the author. You can click more. And then, of course, you can read what the critics have to say. And here it is, a rollicking crime novel set in 1960s Harlem. He is an outstanding writer. So if you've not read any of his books, I highly recommend reading any of them. So we're going to click back. I'll click right back here. So that's the books that are here. Now, don't forget the audiobooks as well. And that's a collection of, oh, isn't that nice? The 4-Hour Work Week. That would be really nice. Maybe I should read that book. Is This Anything? Jerry Seinfeld. And of course, these are audiobooks, e-audiobooks, another James Patterson. And it's a collection of fiction and nonfiction here in this collection. But this gets rotated on a regular basis. TV and movies, you've got teen ebooks here. And some really good books there. Even old ones from the past, like The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn are on here. But even new ones here, like Clap When You Land. And then, of course, our kids' ebooks are here. You got Dog Man, and not to be outdone, you have Cat Kid. And then One and Only Bob. And then you have, I love the Magic Treehouse series, which usually has a fiction and also a nonfiction book that goes together. And that's a great way to introduce both fiction and nonfiction to your older elementary kids. Now, don't forget about our wonderful collections of lists that our staff puts together. So if I click right here, Books for Kids, it's going to open up this website, and it's going to show you some things that are coming up. And then it's going to have, here's a news story from Miss Lori, Leaf Man, isn't that perfect? And then here's some staff picks for kids. You've got right here, these are some hot new titles. So if I click here, here's 30 new titles. You've got another Wimpy Kid book, Guess What? Opposites Attract, Red, a variety of different books that are right here. Christmas Pig, you might want to put that on hold now. There's Cat Dog. All right, you got a lot of different ones here. So if I'm going to scroll back, And here it was National Cookie Day, October 1st, but in my mind, cookies are an everyday occurrence. So what you can do is look at this great list. This is 20, and most of these books were written fairly recently. Like here's a 2021, here's a 2012, but How Do Dinosaurs Eat Cookies? That's a great book. And then you have Cookies for Breakfast here. You've got A Big Moon Cake for Little Star, The Smart Cookie, but all of these different, The Angry Cookie, all of these books that are available, and you can place them on hold and have them sent to your closest library. And then don't forget, you can return any of the materials at any of our branches. You don't have to return it to the same place. Here's another collection of books on Hello Autumn. And you've got Explore the Great Outdoors. And you've got all sorts of ones that are right here, just to kind of keep the list. And those lists get changed on a regular basis. And once again, here's some other books that are there as well. All right. And they even have some fun activities that you can do too. Okay. I'm going to scroll back. And let's go to the one for teens. So I'm going to click Books for Teens. Sorry about that if you hear a siren in the background. You've got Books for Teens. Here are some other areas that they could go. Here's some activities that they could participate in. And then, of course, here's the staff picks for new books for teens. You got Pumpkin Spiced Reads. And then, of course, Fall in Love. Books that are there. And then you have also a great collection of graphic novels and all sorts of books that are here. And once again, you can see the highly rated teen books, the fiction, nonfiction, graphic novels, and then, of course, some of their favorites, horror and thrillers. Okay. And then there's some other resources here for them, and then how they can get their own library card too. And here's a member of our teen advisory group, and right now they're meeting virtually. So here's one of our members. All right, I'm going to scroll back. Let's go to the author for the adults. Click here. And once again, we have so many books and so many things. I mean, we've got millions of materials. So sometimes it's really kind of hard to figure out what to read next. So here is for adults, here's some activities. Don't forget all of the things that you can do with adult education. That's part of our department, and even our job seeker resources are here. But here's staff picks for adults. You click right here. You can look at, these are books that are that came out in September. All right, and you can place those on hold or check them out. And if we go back one, here's the new cookie book. So maybe you've got your kids, your grandkids over. Well, find out, get a new cookie book and make some great cookies to celebrate Cookie Day that was at the beginning of the month. If you scroll here, you can see my favorite new collection, and that's October Library Reads, but nope, not that one. It's Shaken Not Stirred. And I like what the librarians did right here. They said, James Bond fans, the long wait is over. No Time to Die opens October the 8th. Catch up on some spy novels ahead of the movie's release. So you've got 9 items here in this collection, and some real good classics. Damascus Station is a new one. Too Bad to Die. Red Sparrow is an awfully good book. So all sorts of great books here. Now, if you want to just look at a selection of books, say wait, let me go back one more. There's Shaken But Not Stirred. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to bump back out and come back to books for adults. If you scroll all the way down, you'll also see that whole rotation of adult fiction here, adult nonfiction, and they break it down to cooking. And this is a great way to kind of browse the collection to see what's new in our collection. And of course, great audiobooks as well. Okay. Now I'm going to go back and I'm just going to click right here, staff list. Now this brings up all of our staff lists, and you'll notice here's the spooky season. So if I click here, this is going to show you all of a lot of DVDs that we have in our collection that centers around Halloween. So you can get your Halloween candy. You get 2 bags of candy, one for the kids and one for yourself. And then, of course, you can check out classics like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Dracula, Frankenweenie. That's a good family movie. And then you've got all sorts of ones here. You've got the old classic Carrie, which is definitely not a family movie. But this staff list is a great way to look at all of the lists that the library staff have put together for almost any category that you want. And you can, of course, change the audience to teens, seniors, preschoolers, kids, birth to 5, toddlers, and babies. You can just look at the lists in what kind of format, if there's any programs for the writer in residence, or even genre as well, and then topic. And then tags is a little different because tags has all sorts of little different categories, from holiday to food to music to even book club. Now, if this doesn't help you finding a book, you can always go up to services. And I went to the wrong spot. I'm going to go over to books and media. There we go. And right down here in the middle, it says book hookups. Click right here. And it's going to take you to where, well, I'm going to get rid of that real fast. So it's going to give you you're going to put in your information. Let me just scroll up. And it's going to ask you some questions. It's going to ask you to put your library card number in there. And then you're going to do your preferred format. So my preferred format is really regular print. I like to read books for an adult. I'm trying to say the word adult. And I kind of go fiction and nonfiction, but maybe I'm looking for another fiction book. Well, then this little form is going to ask you what type of book you're in the mood for. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a fiction book. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a nonfiction book. But you can even be more specific. Say I want a book that's a little scary, but not like grotesque. And then I can list 3 books or authors you've recently enjoyed. So you're going to write down some books that you recently enjoyed to kind of help the librarian figure out a good book for you. And then what did you enjoy most about these books? And you can type in about the characters or about the plot, or that was historical fiction, or it told you a lot of great things. And then it even asks you what type of fiction books you like to read. And it breaks it all down here, and you can click all the ones that you want to, and even nonfiction here. So historical, world, travel. And then at the bottom it says some books contain violent sexual content or foul language. Please let me know how you feel about this type of content. You say, I don't have a problem with it, or I'm not too comfortable with it. And you hit submit. And then what happens is within about 48 hours, a librarian will send you an information back about a book that you could possibly be interested in. All right, so that's all the different ways. And of course, when you're using the catalog at the top, when we say catalog, you can use keyword, title, or author, or subject, series, tag, list, or user. I usually use title or author or keyword. Those are the ones that I use. But looking at events real fast before we exit, there's preschool, a lot of preschool activities that are happening at our libraries at Reading and at Westwood at 10:30. They're having art and then a general play date over there. They're having, probably by the time you see this, there probably won't be any seats available, but they're having an in-person book club. The Literary Latte. I love that title. And then, of course, Saturday, movers and shakers, outdoor events. Um, some of them have a waiting list and some of them got canceled, so you want to check. But here's a classic movie club that's happening over in Wyoming. And I'm not sure what they're going to watch, so you might want to talk to them. And of course, Career 101, I Need a Resume will happen over in Price Hill, and that's one I'll be doing. Let me tell you a couple more things, and we'll call it a day.
All right. What is really great, if you are as old as I am, you remember those card catalogs that you would have to come into the library and walk through all of these little index cards. And it's amazing what our digital collection and our digital catalog can do for you. It is just so easy to order up a book, have it delivered to your closest branch that you want to pick it up, and then of course you can return it to any of our branches, and it will then be taken off your library card. Also, with such a huge collection, it's always nice to use the features such as the Read and Watch this week. That's a rotation of e-content from movies and TV to audiobooks and ebooks, and also that's for adults, teens, and children. And then our wonderful staff does such a great job of selecting some book themes and having you get some selections. So, such as the C is for Cookie, which is a great collection of books for kids. Our spiced, what was it called? It was this pumpkin spiced reads for teens. And then, of course, my favorite, Shaken Not Stirred, in anticipation, of course, of the James Bond movie that's coming out this weekend. Don't forget tomorrow, there's a couple of preschool events. One that's happening at Reading at 10:30 and one that's happening at Westwood at 10:30 as well. One's on art, that's at Reading. And then they're having a general play date at Westwood. And that's perfect for those preschoolers. And then also on Saturday, don't forget the Classic Movie Club is happening at 1 o'clock at Wyoming. You can give them a call and find out what the classic movie is. And then I will be at Price Hill at 3 o'clock on Saturday to help anyone with their resume. So I'll go over some resources there and kind of help you get your resume tidied up for a possible job. All right. I will see you next week for Lunch and Learn. You have a good weekend. All right.